been a while since I've been here. Hope nothing bad has happened since March. You see here, the joke is that a lot of stuff has happened since March. Anyways, to ease in, I think today we're going to be making some G Fuel. I'm trying to do this on camera. I'm also not spilling water all over myself. So how have you guys been? That's disgusting. So anyways, I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but TV has fundamentally changed a lot in the last couple of months. I mean, this has been technically going on for years, from the transition from cable to streaming, but it's been exacerbated like crazy these last couple of months because of the introduction of other streaming services like Disney Plus, HBO Max. I guess technically Peacock. Does anyone have Peacock? Please let me know. I wanted to check out HBO Max, so I did pay for a couple of months for HBO Max, and I was genuinely surprised. The back catalog is actually kind of crazy. It's got a bunch of Studio Ghibli films that I've been watching. I've been watching Black Klansman, rewatching Friends, Doom Patrol, Harley Quinn is on there. There's a lot of good stuff to genuinely enjoy about this platform. But to be honest, the thing that drew me most towards HBO Max was Close Enough. Close Enough is a TV show created by J.G. Quintel, the same guy who created probably, and not an exaggeration, one of, if not my favorite animated show of all time. I fucking love Regular Show. It's like SpongeBob, then a little less Regular Show, and then everything else. I think as a kid, especially watching Regular Show, it felt a little bit raunchier than a bunch of other shows I've been watching like Adventure Time or SpongeBob. Mordecai says piss. What? He says piss. I know that doesn't sound bad, but like as a 10-year-old, that's crazy. In another episode, Mordecai will kill Rigby for some coochie. So anyways, I've been watching Regular Show since it first came out back in 2010, and I've loved it. And it's been an entire decade. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. I mean, it had 8 seasons and a fucking beautiful movie. That shit was great. And that series finale, bro, I'm not kidding. I cried at that series finale. I don't cry that much. I cried in Toy Story 3 and 4. I don't cry. I feel like it's one of the best comedy TV show finales. I mean, I put it right next to The Office's finale, Community's finale, and right there, Regular Show's. It's epic, it's sad as hell, it's nostalgic. It has everything I would want in a Regular Show finale. Ooh! I'm off topic, but I think the thing that made Regular Show so special was its characters. All of them were so funny. Rigby, Mordecai, Skips, voiced by Mark Hamill, probably one of the most talented voice actors of all time. Also, every time Pops and Muscle Man are on screen, I just burst out laughing. They are incredibly funny. I mean, these are the types of characters that you would want posters, TV shows. Bro, yo, actually, I'm not sure if you've noticed, I got 2 fucking Regular Show comic books, man. This is the 25 years later one. I'm not sure if you can focus real well on that. And Regular Show volume, I haven't read this one. I read this one, I loved it. I gotta read this one soon. I rewatched the show last year and I wanted more of it, so that's why I bought those comic books. But back in 2017, you probably understand how excited I got when a new show by J.G. Quintel was greenlit on TBS that would be for adults. However, then it just went static. It just went completely quiet for like 3 years. We heard no new information. I thought it was done for, to be honest. I didn't think we'd ever get Close Enough. It was supposed to air on TBS, but then thankfully when HBO Max was announced, Close Enough finally got its chance. And frankly, it's fucking great. I mean, that's not too much of a surprise because J.G. Quintel is hilarious, but it is so good. When I actually got the chance to watch the show, I was actually pleasantly surprised because it is better than the trailer. While the trailer did a good job of getting me hyped for the show, there were a couple problems with the trailer. I felt like it was gonna go that Family Guy Brickleberry route of like being edgy because it's an adult show with no real substance outside of that. But it doesn't do that as much as the teaser would let you believe. It is still very much an adult show meant for adults, and there's still a lot of edgy jokes, but I feel like they are funny. There's a lot of comedic timing towards these jokes. One of my favorite jokes that was in the teaser was the "we're doing taxes" joke, which is basically them just having sex. But the timing of the joke actually works better in the episode because of the immediate joke that follows it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but that was one of the funniest scenes in the whole show, period. It was fantastic. Now, besides the show having to censor it less, there's also a lot of other differences than regular show. I saw a great video by a channel called The Roundtable. They did a video on the differences between regular show and Close Enough. I'll put that in the description. That dude is way more talented and better editing than me, so please check him out. But one of my favorite points of that video is basically talking about how these two shows have a very similar format. They're both two shows that have two stories in one episode that are both 11 minutes long each. A lot of cartoons do that though, but basically it has the same story structure in which the story starts with the characters wanting to do a mundane thing. So for example, in regular show, Rigby or Mordecai would want to get a grilled cheese sandwich for their boss Benson. They always want to do something mundane, but then something insane happens. Like in that example, they lie about being astronauts, so they end up having to deal with like some antimatter shit going unstable and nearly dying in the process. Dude, that shit was hilarious. And it's a similar format in Close Enough. However, there's one key difference, and that is the points of where these characters are in life. In regular show, these characters are very much not responsible. They're both slackers. That's kind of the main point of the show. But it's the exact opposite in Close Enough. In Close Enough, they have to deal with real responsibilities, and that's kind of the main point of the show. In it, they have to balance living in LA, paying rent in LA, having really shitty jobs while still trying to fulfill their dreams of being a video game programmer or a parody artist, while also at the same time raising a child. To show how much of a contrast there is between those two topics, in one episode of regular show, Rigby and Mordecai would try to save up money to go to a concert. However, to contrast that, in Close Enough, there's a joke dedicated to how Josh wants to pretend like he has enough time to go to a concert. This is important because I feel like people are gonna skip over Close Enough because they're like, I already saw regular show. It's not just regular show with humans. They do enough, in my opinion, to make it feel like a different show. It's got a different feel to it, even though, you know, the insanity of it all. Another thing I love about this show is obviously the characters. I don't think the characters in this show are as good as the ones in regular shows for two main reasons. Number one being that the character designs are way more fun in regular show, with there being like a blue jay, a lollipop man, whatever the fuck Muscle Man is, a Yeti, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I know why they chose the human designs. It helps distinct them even more from regular show, but I do like the designs in regular show more. Second reason I like regular show's characters more is simply because I've had more time with them. It's been a fucking decade, bro. I've been watching this show for an entire decade. These characters are more memorable to me. With that being said though, Close Enough's characters are really fun though. One of my favorite characters, for instance, is a character Alex, played by Jason Mantzoukas. If I pronounce that wrong, it's www.howtopronounce.com's fault, not mine. Anyways, if you've seen his work in Parks and Recreation, The Good Place, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you know how fucking funny this dude is. He steals every scene he's in those shows, and he's every bit as funny in this show. I was just so happy to see that he's one of the main characters in this show when I first saw the cast. Candace, the daughter, is also really funny. Emily is also really funny. I was really surprised with Josh's character because I was scared Josh, because he's voiced by J.G. Quintel, who also did the voice of Mordecai. I was really scared it would just be Mordecai too, but he is a completely different character. Mordecai's more laid back and kind of an everyman, but Josh, he's more, I guess, dumber, but he's also more energetic, and I'd say more likable than Mordecai. He's so fun and so funny to watch. He's a great character. And then there's other characters like Pearl, Randy, I think his name is, and Bridget. Bridget's another funny character. I really like Bridget and Alex's dynamic where they're both a divorcee couple living together. So balancing that with Josh and Emily, who are a married couple with kids, it's really funny. I mispronounced divorce. How the fuck do you mispronounce divorce? I gotta talk about my favorite episode real quick. My favorite episode by far is the season finale, Canine Guy, which just completely changes the format up, as in it's 20 minutes instead of 2 11-minute stories, because This is the best episode by far, and it definitely, if any of them deserve 20 minutes, it's definitely this one. This episode follows Josh and Alex having a bitter disagreement because Josh wants to watch a medieval show and Alex can't because he has work. So Josh goes to watch that medieval show that they've been watching for years alone and ends up meeting this guy named Dog Boy, who is the greatest fucking character in Close Enough. It's not a contest. I fucking love Dog Boy, bro. Dog Boy's character design is also the most reminiscent of regular show. That's not why I love him though. Dog Boy's just the best fucking dude ever, bro. Minor spoilers, I guess, but like in the show, Josh and Alex both kind of manipulate Dog Boy by trying to be his friend only to make the other jealous. So basically, Dog Boy's on the run from a scientist woman who wants to run more experiments on Dog Boy. The thing is though, at the height of Alex's jealousy with Josh, Alex actually texts the scientist woman Dog Boy's location and she fucking kidnaps Dog Boy. From all accounts, it looks like this episode's gonna do the whole liar reveal trope that a lot of TV shows do, where Dog Boy would have been like, Alex, I can't believe you did that to me. I trusted you. And then Alex would have been like, I'm sorry. I've had a change of heart and now I realize the error of my mistakes. And then like 5 minutes later, they hug it out and then that's the end of the episode. But it doesn't really do that. Instead, it's kind of subverts my expectations a bit because Dog Boy's just kind of excited to see that he has friends in the first place. Especially friends who are willing to risk their lives for him. Also, it kind of helps that Dog Boy's just dressed up the same way I did in middle school. So anyways, now I'm just trying to think about what I would want for the future of Close Enough. And that's kind of hard. Like, I want, like, I guess my only real hope and dream is that Dog Boy would kind of become the Doug Judy of the Close Enough universe, in which he just shows up for like one episode every season. But yeah, besides that, I don't really have any real hopes and wishes besides them keeping this consistent level of quality for a show. It's weird because most shows that start off with their first season are always bumpy. Look at The Simpsons, look at The Office, Parks and Rec was real bad. Like if you look at these seasons, it's always bumpy because the writers don't really know what to do with the characters or how they want the story to progress, but they did such a good job in this show. But yeah, that's basically it. If you don't have an HBO Max subscription, I'd recommend getting a free trial for this because you can easily binge this in 1 week. It's 11 episodes. It's not too much. It's not too much of a commitment, one season. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna finish this G Fuel now.